Title: Update: Consequences of Betrayal, a Wife's Regret. The connection between my husband and me had weakened due to his neck injury, and it frustrated me immensely. I want to clarify something from his original message. When he mentioned that we had done things in the last 7 months that we hadn't done in 19 years, he misspoke. Even before my affair, I had always fulfilled his desires. Hey everyone. We're back with an update. Let me explain. I recently shared a story about a man who discovered his wife was cheating on him with a coworker. Well, I received an email from his wife. She's aware of the story, they both listened to it and read the comments, and now she wants to share her side. So she knows about the story, and I went through her email. Wow. He let her know he was sharing their story, and this is the update to that. I'll link the original video in the description if you haven't heard it yet. To give you a quick recap, she cheated on him and he caught her in the act. He retaliated by sleeping around and making sure she knew about it. If you want to check out the original story first, go ahead and do that. Now let's dive into her side of the story. She starts with, "I bet you weren't expecting this kind of message, but here it is. My husband sent you his story about my betrayal, and you recently covered it on your channel. We watched the video together last night, and I felt a mix of emotions. It was cathartic, but also shameful. Everything my husband said was accurate. He's sitting next to me as I type this, and he encouraged me to share my perspective. I want to clarify something. People have said I'm only sorry because I got caught, but that's not true. I deeply regret what I did, and there's not a day that goes by that I don't lament my choices. I'm a cheater, and I accept that label. But what matters most to me is how my husband sees me. For those who think I wasn't sorry for what I did, you're wrong. I love my husband more than anything, and I betrayed him. I broke his heart for a fleeting thrill. My affair started as my husband suspected in October 2019. Tom, my affair partner, and I worked closely together after I got a promotion. Our communication escalated, and intimacy between my husband and me had dwindled due to his injury. That doesn't excuse what I did. I got caught up in the excitement and ignored what was right. I was wrong, period. The affair was my fault. Before this, my husband was the only man I had ever been intimate with. I want to clarify another thing. My husband mentioned we had done things in the last 7 months we hadn't done in 19 years, but that's not accurate. Even before my affair, I had always fulfilled his desires. But I was selfish and let my frustration lead me down a destructive path. Tom gave me the attention I craved, and eventually, I was smitten. I won't go into details to spare my husband any further pain. It wasn't until the 5th month that things became physical, and there was no intercourse until the day my husband caught us. The moment he walked in, all my excitement turned into regret and disgust. I was humiliated. Seeing him there, with his phone in hand, was the most shameful moment of my life. I fell to my knees and screamed while Tom yelled at me too. When I left, I cried, thinking it might be the last time I'd see my home. Contrary to my husband's account, I didn't leave with Tom, he ran out, leaving me behind. I had to walk 3 miles to a friend's place. When I called my husband's parents, his father's cold response told me they knew. The regret and misery consumed me. Tom eventually contacted me, but we argued about the video my husband had. He was terrified because it could ruin us both professionally, but there was nothing I could do. When my husband finally answered my call, the sorrow in his voice was unbearable. We met, and he confronted me with a fury I'd never seen. I handed over my phone, fully decrypted, to show how truly regretful I was. The post-nuptial agreement he proposed was unexpected, but I agreed to it because I was wrong. The idea of my husband being intimate with other women was soul-crushing, but I deserved it. Even being addressed by my first name instead of a babe was like a cut on my soul. 2 instances stand out as the most painful. The first was in June, when he received a message after we'd been intimate, smiled, and left for a booty call. The second was when he disappeared for the entire July 4th weekend. I was suffocating, but it was then I stopped feeling sorry for myself. I resolved to win my husband's love back. I might never regain his trust, but I'll do whatever it takes to make him feel loved again. I've been working tirelessly to fix what I broke. It hasn't been easy, but I won't give up. My husband could have divorced me, but he didn't, so I owe it to him and our children to be better. I will never stray again. I know people will judge me harshly, but the only person's forgiveness I seek is his. I want to be babe again, and I'll do whatever it takes to earn that. Our old relationship is tainted, but I'm committed to building something new, defined by my devotion and loyalty. That's my side of the story. If my husband decides to update you on our progress in the future, he will. As for me, I'll keep trying to win his heart back, no matter what it takes. Thank you for sharing our story. Wow. Let me share my thoughts. First of all, I appreciate her writing in. Hearing both sides of the story is a first for me. She acknowledges her mistake and isn't making excuses. She knows she was selfish. Now, to address the situation, walking in on your spouse cheating is devastating. Her husband is hurting, and his way of coping might not be the healthiest, but it's understandable. He's in pain. It's clear she regrets her actions and is working hard to make amends. Only time will tell if they can rebuild their relationship. If they choose to update us in the future, I'll be here to share it with you. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts. If you have a story to share, send it to Lessons from Life, and I'll catch you in the next one.